Hello and welcome to the Anomaly Presents podcast, streaming on Twitch. All sorts of goodness for your eye holes and ear holes. I guess.
A
I
minute
don't
in
know.
and we're talking about holes. Hey, all
That's
right.
right. Tonight we are covering the Shia LaBeouf classic Holes.
Oh, I mean,
Um,
genuinely good movie. I
J-
can't
Louis
argue with that.
Sachar's award-winning book turned film. So much to say about Shia LaBeouf. Actual cannibal. Um,
Wow, boy, we are focused
yeah.
tonight.
like laser beams, like laser beams.
KP, KP, we need the clipboard.
KP, KP, we miss
Come,
you.
we miss you.
Help us,
KP.
Kobe. Your only hope.
Yeah, we're like some graphic designers and stuff, and a sound engineer. Why'd you leave us?
No,
Can't
KP
be
has
trusted.
abandoned us to the other side of the world, and we're just here on our own. Podcastronauts floating out through the ether. Ground control to podcastronauts. We're lost. I will introduce the podcastronauts du jour. Du jour means friendship.
It does. It means family. Oh God.
And we'll start with Dan Howell.
Blowing it up in space, just like SpaceX.
Oh, yeah.
Too soon? Too soon?
No, not soon enough.
Never.
Elno doesn't own this platform, right? We're good. We're good. And Megan Murphy.
Hey, it's me.
Hey, it's you. I am so happy to be here tonight.
Yeah.
I'm Matt Knotts, by the way, the alleged host of this program.
Oh, you better be the host because it's not me. Dan, Dan, do you want
boy.
it?
Dan.
Here, quick, have this
Ready?
potato. This
Jumping
hot
in.
potato.
One straw, shoot.
The only one that didn't say no, so I guess I got the job.
Quick, this. Ah.
So tonight, as you've no doubt figured out, we're talking about the Shaw Brothers classic, My Young Auntie. It is. I feel like we've got the right vibe coming into it.
True. Good
Because
point.
this Shaw Brothers, and I do another martial arts film podcast called Punches and Popcorn with some of my friends, other friends that are similar to the friends here, except they watch kung fu movies almost exclusively.
I like that you have separate groups of podcast
Yes.
friends. Listen, you're in this podcast box. They're over here. We don't need to be mixing this.
The reason I bring it up,
Oh,
the reason I bring it up, other than a cheap plug, the reason I bring it up is that oftentimes we watch kung fu movies or martial arts films, I'm sorry, where there's a lot of extraneous plot and a lot of just people talking to each other about whatever political machinations may be happening for hours at a time. Fists of fury, I'm looking at you. My Young Auntie does none of that. And I feel like it's all the better for it. It is a romp, much in the vein of a Dirty Ho. If folks have seen Dirty Ho, have you guys seen Dirty Ho?
it's on my list. I'm
Shaw Brothers
embarrassed.
Film. The Shaw Brothers film.
Let me. The Shaw Brothers one. Yes. I'm sure there's some more out there.
Celador, thank you. Celador Mythica on Twitch.
Thanks, Celador.
Seen it.
Yeah, it saved us.
They love it. I do too. So this is very much in that same vein. It's a little more contemporary, but it's a romp. It's a romp.
Yeah, I mean, definitely no extraneous plot here.
No, barely
a plot. And I love it.
It is more or less sketches, I would say, and set pieces. Star making turn for Carol Y. It was a Lau Kar Lung film. Lau Kar Lung, who is kind of legendary for what he did with Shaw Brothers. He directed it. He was also the uncle, if I remember right.
Yeah, the one who gets the final big fight at the end. Yes. Yeah, weird, huh?
Yeah, huh? Yeah.
You know what? I really need to wrap this movie up. I think it should be me
I
What could I do here?
I know what we could do. The person in the titular role. Let's sideline her
Yeah,
completely.
let's put over there. It's
Yeah.
fine.
She
You know what people need to see? Me. How
me
much have we mentioned my character?
Mhm.
Not that much.
not much.
We haven't really dealt with this whole "you're too old to
No,
fight" because I feel like that came at the. You know what? He's the director. What are you gonna do?
that's
It's a
it.
good fight.
He's Lau
It's a
Kar
great
Lung.
fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's gonna tell him
Thematically,
no?
I'm like, what the hell? But the fight's good.
Yeah,
Big Black Knight vibes.
Oh,
Losing
yeah,
an arm,
I'm
Yeah.
losing
fine.
another arm, losing a leg. I was like,
I don't. I don't
this is
even need it.
amazing.
That's felt very brother versus brother. I'm still.
Yeah.
I can still take you.
oh
I,
for
I
sure.
could do it, man. I could do it.
So we have done one other Lau Kar Lung film, if I remember right.
We did 36 Chamber of Shaolin.
It's 36 Chamber.
Because
That's
I
right.
freaking love that film. Oh, also, look, hey, you know who was in here with a wig and sideburns? Gordon Liu.
Gordon Liu.
I'm like, I know this guy. Hey, wait a second.
Yep.
Who's his young friend?
Those sideburns.
I was like, 1 second. I looked it up. Gordon.
Yep.
What you doing there, buddy? You're a musician in this?
Yeah. Gordon Liu. Who?
It's weird with hair. I'm gonna say it right now.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know who this guy
Strange.
is.
Strange.
It's like he lost his. Yeah, it's some sort of reverse Samson.
Yeah.
You put hair on him. I'm like, this guy couldn't take anybody.
No.
No good. It's no good.
Not even one chamber, let
Not
alone
even-
36.
Celador nailed it. The plot of Dirty Ho is scoundrel who gets poisoned by an aristocrat masquerading as a merchant, gives him the antidote bit by bit, training him, and together they thwart a variety of assassins. That is true. It also has some of my favorite set pieces, including the wine tasting scene, which needs to be seen to be beheld. That is
That
not
sounds
in
like
this
an
film.
internship program.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
I've poisoned you. I will heal you a little bit ahead of time. Learn my ways.
That's great.
It's actually what they've modeled the entire co-op system at Meta.
Except for the antidote part.
Yeah, you don't get the antidote.
True. You.
No.
Sorry.
So, yeah, Celador's got it tonight.
Yeah,
I-
yeah.
it-
I feel bad. Thank you, Celador.
Thank
Because
you.
here's also where I say, like, I mean, I liked this film, but I didn't love it, and I think it's because, man, I hated that son so much.
Oh, he's such a wiener. So
I just feel like, and I was like,
Yeah.
movie, is he gonna learn a lesson? Like, he's got to get his ass kicked, right? Like,
Nope.
no, not
Nope.
even a little. I
No.
don't know, movie.
So I guess
Yeah.
we'll go into the overview of the film. I guess we'll do a quick synopsis for those who haven't seen My Young Auntie, aka Fangs of the Tigress, which is a title that makes zero sense to me. I think it was really just to get butts in seats. If we ever
Yeah.
talk to Chris
They
Bajali, we can verify
Called her a
that, but-
tigress at one point,
One point.
but
Yeah.
very fleetingly and
Yeah.
kind of as like a one-off. So that doesn't. Yeah, no.
They said the word once. Let's put it in the title.
It's
Right.
it's one of those
Ah!
things where what looks
Yeah.
cooler on a poster, My Young Auntie or
Yeah.
Fangs
Mm.
of the Tigress.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair.
So I get it. Because My Young Auntie, I can't tell you how many times I almost wrote My Dear Auntie or
I
Auntie.
can see that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Which is
kept
probably a
referring to
very
this
different
as
film.
my young auntie Mame. So
Ah, that would have been something.
Oh, see,
which
that's the
that
prequel
yeah,
we
then like halfway
need.
through I was like, what if Rosalind Russell was in this?
Right, okay, I mean, I think that about a lot of films. You know what this needs?
Okay, that is
It needs
fair.
a sassy dame.
What do you suppose those kicks would have looked like? That would have been pretty cool.
Oh, they'd be
Mm.
show kicks.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
basically,
Anyway, so
Uh,
about the movie.
yeah,
Matt's
we
like,
did.
please.
we did actually watch a movie, I think.
KP.
The first
Yeah.
9.5 minutes won't prove that, but
No,
here we are.
this is very much old school
Mm.
Anomaly Presents. If you're
Yeah.
ever wondering what this was like when we didn't edit, this is what it
Yeah.
is.
This is what
Um,
it was.
So yeah, it's the age old tale of young martial arts champion marries an elderly landowner. Landowner passes away, bequeathing the land to the young female martial arts champion, who is very conservative. Grew up in the countryside. She comes to the big city, where she meets her grandnephew, who is her age, and there's a whole, I guess, if you really want to go with it, it's more of like a generational thing where she's more of the old guard versus the young guard, but like respect your elders, but she's not really elder, I guess. So he tries to like modernize her a little bit, and that doesn't really work. And then there's a bunch of fights.
Okay, so here's where I start my
Does that
first rant.
does that
All right, listen. Here's the thing: the land was not bequeathed to her. She just married him so she could transfer it to the other uncle. Right, so she's not even doing this out of money or anything. She was doing this because the her the uncle the master had been nice to her and her dad. Right,
right?
so she's in the country. Which why are you blaming her for being raised in the country and being a little more not even like just conservative because that's what she grew up with. And she also
Yeah.
is helping your family. I'm pointing this at the young son, by the way. She is
Yeah.
helping your family by making sure the evil uncle doesn't get this land deed by physically taking it. She married him. So she can't even have a prospect of her own right now. She married him solely so she could put this stuff in like a box when he died and take it to the big city, which she is not familiar with, and then deliver it there. And they still screw that up. And then she meets this like young son who's like on her case for like, I don't know, doing what she was supposed to do in an honor bound way. Also, little pervy up until she's confirmed, like, oh, she's an auntie and now I have to like respect her. But before that, me and my weird friends can like, I don't know. Okay, so this is where I
Yeah.
was on this. I'm like, what did she do? This is not it for me, not a they're both wrong situation. I'm like, you need to grow up. Because guess what? She saved your land.
Yeah, would for sure. So yeah,
So that's where I'm at. Thank you
she
for
Yep.
listening.
she 100% not in the wrong in any of these situations. She is just trying to deal with the entirety of everything that's happening around her.
Yeah. She's
And
trying to pull off a real estate transaction.
yeah,
Yeah. She's the delivery person that involved marriage.
and
Yeah.
meanwhile, Johnny and the T-Birds are just being wieners all over the place
Oh
behind
my
her.
God, Charlie?
Yeah.
I mean,
Call me Charlie? Yeah.
Charlie. Okay. Yeah.
I
It
needed,
gives
yeah,
big Grease vibes
right.
the
That's
whole
Oh,
yes.
time. Down
check
to the
this out.
blonde curly wig at the end.
You know what's, Dan, you know what's nuts? At the end, I said they tried to pull a Grease, except Danny Zuko changed first. But
True.
not here. Like, I thought, like,
But
if you made me go, you know what, that Grease
yeah.
ending's fine. Because they both change,
Yeah.
like, they both try to swap change for each other. Where this dude, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be on Charlie's case the entire episode.
He's like, I got my ass kicked and I have to wear like the
Well,
most
the giant,
comically large gauze pad. I don't even like I'm like I
yeah,
don't know
Oh, he's a
what
mess.
it's a Neil Breen level of face wrapping. If you've seen Fateful Findings,
Yeah. Yes.
I can only
100%
imagine.
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
There's
uh,
was like,
a day
this
will
uh,
come,
is
Dan, where
so
you will
I,
know
I
that
mean,
reference.
It's okay.
yes.
I opened the door for a lot of more. Like once one Breen gets in, they all get
They
in.
all come in.
Oh yeah.
Oh
I mean,
God, that's a
listen.
promise and a threat.
Fu-
But
Ah,
I'm
ah!
excited and nervous.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
I love how much you didn't enjoy this movie to the point that we will talk about nothing else. But
Well, here's the thing. Even though, like, I was absolutely yelling at this character because I needed him to become a charming rogue, and he never did for me.
yeah,
He just kind
no,
of stayed at like petulant, right?
yeah,
She's amazing. Our second auntie is amazing.
Yeah.
The fights are amazing. The set piece. Well, I like how they're shot beautifully and stuff. I can also complain about the dance scene, but I feel like we need to take a break from me complaining and talk about, fun stuff. I liked the uncles. I wish the
the uncles
movie
are
was
great.
more the
Oh,
second half.
Yes,
same. Yeah.
yeah,
There's a
Yeah,
lot of
they're fun.
filler
I could
in
do a lot.
this.
Yeah, if we got less Charlie and more our young
No
auntie and the
Charlie.
uncles.
Yeah, our
Boom.
young auntie and the old uncles.
Ooh,
What a film.
I
What
would
a
that
love
would
it,
have been
film.
great. Yeah.
but
But
this
we didn't.
is yeah no. But yeah, to your point, the fighting, the choreography is beautiful.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's
Oh,
so well
amazing.
done.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
there were a couple shots where I was like, "Holy shit, how did they do that?"
Oh,
Like that
absolutely. It was
one shot
insane.
where it was just panning around her when she first gets into the city.
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
was bonkers.
Because it was so like weird and anamorphic and like almost like a fish eye
Yeah.
as it spun around. It was so cool. Maybe
'Cause
it
they
was
were-
distortion from the copy that I was watching, but I was like, that is so cool. And it's not something I usually see.
Yeah, because that happened a couple times. So I was wondering if that was the magic of Shawscope.
Likely.
Since that is
Intentional?
what was at the beginning
Likely.
of the film, shot in Shawscope, and I was like, is it because the lens was a little wonky on the edges? Because when they did like their big, wide, sweeping shots, I kept because there were a couple times I was like, ooh, this is. I almost got vertigo here. This is this is a lot to take in.
Hey, by the way, watch this. The Shawscope fanfare. It's the best thing in the world.
Ah. I love
I was like,
producer
something's gonna
Matt.
pop up. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yep. No, I just really love the Shawscope fanfare.
Yeah. Oh
If
no.
that played every time I walked into a room, I would be so excited.
Every time I see that like that logo on like that frostedy glass kind of thing, I'm like, oh, here it
Yeah.
comes. Someone's
So
about to get a
good.
foot to the face in the best way you've ever seen. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot where I was
So,
going. With,
what was your
totally
favorite
derailed.
fight scene?
And it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
because it was the Shawscope anamorphic weirdness
Oh, yeah,
where
the
it was kind of like
anamorphic.
the weird fisheye on the
It was
outside when
weird.
it was spinning,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of cool. I don't know if it was intentional or not. I'm gonna say it is
But it
because Lar
works.
Lung is that cool.
Yeah.
Who's gonna stop us?
Right.
Ha
Celador, you have anything to say about that? Good.
so that we need folk. We're so happy you're here to keep us focused.
Thank you for trying to keep us on track. So
okay, that's perfect comic timing right there. Everybody, Celador just typed no.
That's
It was
amazing.
perfect.
Love it.
So
Yeah.
good. So
You're
good.
on your own. Yeah, it's true. It's true. We deserve
So
it
good.
too.
Yeah, we're on our own. We're adrift on this one.
So you
Uh,
said favorite fight scene?
Yeah, what's your favorite fight in this one?
Well, I'll tell you. The guy kept cracking me up. It was one of like the bad uncle's like henchmen, the one with the strong key. That was just like his like gut would suck stuff in, and there are certain shots I'm like, how did because somebody literally sucked their stomach in and they were putting stuff in like that little cavity. There were like helmets in there, there were weapons in there at one point. That dude's head was in there. and then he's like,
was a lot.
aim for the privates. I'm like, how did you figure? Is this just a theory that like if the stomach's strong? I don't remember there being a proof of concept. He was just like, it's got it. Just aim for the dick,
like,
I guess.
I'm running out of other things.
I mean,
because then nobody really did. They just pulled out his armpit hair.
Yeah.
I was like, are those private parts to you? Because is this a translation thing?
Did I misunderstand this?
Because I was very confused. I was like, but no one's listening to. He's not listening to himself. I mean,
No.
I wouldn't listen to Charlie.
Yeah, I would. Yeah,
but
he never tries it himself. I'm like, listen, if this is
right,
prove it.
Yeah, it was weird. It was weird. It was very weird.
But I like a special power when you're doing like a martial arts film. Like when you have different fighters who have a special power. Like one of the uncles is very strong, but he gets tired quick. Like that's like a Dragon Ball Z character. I love it.
That
he's like,
yeah.
He's like maybe my favorite low key. I'm like, he's trying so hard, he just gets tired.
It's like I'm just old and I get tired. I was like,
yeah,
relatable. This is the most relatable character in this movie.
Yeah. Keep pushing him in. Keep pushing him. He'll do his thing.
Just give him a cracker. He'll be fine.
I love. I love.
Get that medicated oil.
Yeah.
Rub it on
right.
the top of his head. I was like, what? Charlie, you can't even put medicated oil on, right? Also, what is medicated oil? Like, what?
I don't want to know where he got his first aid kit from.
No,
right?
Which I also it was probably peanut butter. Like who knows?
Probably
peanut butter.
Because they were like, should we get the doctor? And he was like, yeah. And then he comes back with the first aid kit. And I was like,
I'm
that's
like,
not a
you're not a
doctor.
doctor. Yeah, exactly right.
Just because you've been to Hong Kong doesn't mean that you
What,
can do that.
did you
Right? What
guys
are
know
you
he's been
studying
to Hong
anyway?
Kong? He's been to
Oh my
Hong Kong.
god.
He
He
may have
spent time in
mentioned.
Hong Kong. Everyone in
There's
Hong
Rolls
Kong studies
Royces in
this.
Hong Kong. Yeah,
It's
that's what
like,
I
oh
heard.
my God. I was like, if she doesn't know what a car is, she doesn't know what a Rolls Royce is.
Right? Why
Wow,
are you
why are
trying
you
to?
the worst person?
She
He is a
literally
terrible
does not
character.
know what a car is. We've just shown this.
Like, literally, that was the sentence before. You're a terrible
Eh.
listener, too, Charlie. You have no redeeming qualities.
He's the worst.
Mm,
uh, though,
God
okay,
damn
other
it,
other
Charlie.
characters I hated. Okay, so this is a segue. Man, pardon me, those two bitches in that shop when our young Auntie goes
Yeah.
in, and she's
Oh,
just like, she doesn't know all this fashion and stuff. She's been living an honorable life, studying martial arts in the country. She comes in, and these two ladies are all like, "Look at this country bumpkin," and I'm like, "Shut up!" And I was like,
yeah.
"I will end you." I was like, "Why don't we get at least one scene where she like accidentally doesn't accidentally knock something into them?" Come
Yeah.
on
I
now.
was like,
Use
listen,
those martial
ladies,
arts for spite and pettiness.
she's going to kick your ass.
Because we never have
Yeah.
the pretty woman thing.
Oh man. I was like, this is not fair. She's in
Yeah.
over her head. Why is no one helping her?
She's a fish
Who
out of
sold her
water
all that?
story.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah,
please.
that is a good question. She was
Like,
like, "This is nice," and then like she just comes out wearing it, and I was like,
yeah.
"Who?
I,
Uh,
I mean,
what just?"
someone help
Also,
her,
who did her
please.
hair? It
Right?
was a
That was
clothing shop. What
impressive.
happened in there?
Yeah. Something. There's a reel missing. Some stuff
Yeah.
happened in that
That's
job.
true.
So how did she get all the way out of the store into the street, then realize she couldn't walk in high heels? I was like,
I
you went down a flight of steps to get to that
right?
street, then you fell
Cobblestones?
over.
Can we
That
credit the cobblestones?
maybe that would be tricky.
What, to make it
Yeah.
easier?
No.
I'm sorry.
No. No.
I don't wear heels a lot, but I know that the enemy of heels are cobblestones.
Right. Well, that's why I
Oh
think
God, I
she had
can't
so
even
much
imagine.
trouble getting down there.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh,
And
she
then
got to the
having to
street.
kick
Yeah.
and fight.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Which,
She's
by the
like, I've
way,
never worn them before. I'm gonna kick your ass. I was like,
held
I
her own.
mean,
Wearing heels just kick some ass.
okay,
Yeah. Though she
you
does
got
take them
this.
off, which
And,
I was like, good, good, good. Please,
and
I
then
don't need you
pops
to
the
break
heels
your
off.
ankle.
Smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, Charlie's just standing there watching. Also,
Charlie.
this was like when they really started, and it happened several times. They all seem to have some facial recognition issues in
Total
this film.
face blindness for everybody.
Everyone can't recognize each other if
Yeah.
they just slightly change what they're wearing or their
Yeah.
hair. It's fascinating. Multiple times
It's a
in the scenes,
Robin
they're like,
Hood wig.
"Who is that?" I was like, "You can see their entire face.
Your
Like,
face.
how do you not recognize your child?" Like,
Uh,
the woman you just met like a day ago. Okay, maybe,
sure, right.
but your child
Uh,
you don't recognize because he's wearing a Peter Pan or a Robin Hood wig, which
Oh,
Same
also he
difference.
looked like Peter Pan to
Same
me, but he
difference.
was
Yeah.
Robin Hood. Yeah,
he had Peter
which
Pan hair, and we all know it.
yeah,
There's
I
not
was
there's
like,
not Robin
the
Hood hair.
hat,
Yeah.
the hat looked like Peter Pan. I was like everything.
Right.
I was like, I don't think it's Robin Hood. I think
It was
you're Peter
shooting-
Pan.
It was shooting for Errol Flynn and it hit Mary Martin, is what it was.
There we
It was
go.
just
Well,
like,
I-
yeah.
Hate when that
I don't want to
happens.
be a jerk, but none of those costumes, please. I know they're students though, so I'm gonna give them some leeway,
Oh,
but
that's
garbage.
true.
All right, garbage. All
The
right.
Musketeers
were
were
pretty bad.
suspect. I didn't understand that.
Well, plus, why are there
Yeah.
so many musketeer costumes?
then-
We had his
yeah.
actual friends, and then the bad guys also dressed exactly the same musketeers. Is there one musketeer kind of costume in this town?
Yes.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a funny thing.
it's-
There is a masquerade. Halloween comes around every year and everyone is a musketeer except for
Yeah.
Juliet and Sandy
And
Duncan.
Robin. I was like, wow, how embarrassing. Oh no, we're all musketeers too.
Right?
You're
Be
the
like,
last one here. You get the
"Mm,
Sandy
uh-oh."
Duncan costume.
You're-
Uh, that's just,
yeah, a lot of weird, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with this. Like, I'm
So-
just not gonna think about it because this scene probably won't matter in 5 minutes.
This is kind of what
And
I
it
love
didn't.
about it. This is what I love
Yeah.
about it is that I've watched umpteen of these, and usually the plots are never great, right? But there's usually like a lot of framework and a lot of stuff getting in the way. This one is we're just going to cut back and forth, and there's like minor disagreements that turn into action scenes or dance scenes or bad slapstick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. If I'm sitting down watching a martial arts movie, the last thing I want is these long 30-minute things, right? Like where it's just two people talking to each other about the state of politics in the town.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't want my movie getting bogged down with a plot.
No.
So just keep
I
moving
mean,
it along. It doesn't matter what's in front of me.
certain
Just
certain
visual
movies.
popcorn here.
Certain movies. Like here's the thing. And this is where we'll go with it. At the risk of sounding unpopular, a Marvel movie should not be 3 hours long, right?
No, they should not.
There is
My
nothing
small
there for them.
bladder agrees.
Right. There- nothing- right.
It's such a bummer. I'm like 3 hours. Well, I guess I'll wait until it gets home and I can use pause.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to stay hydrated. I can't mummify myself for every movie.
Exactly.
It's got to count.
It's got to
Similarly,
count.
Right. Right. There are certain movies where plot is everything, and I am very happy to sit and watch it unfold. I
Oh,
am
yeah.
down. Like, give me a good, deep, like character development drama. I am in. If you tell me this is going to be an action kung fu movie, you better be doing some crazy shit for most of it, or else,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't care about the characters.
Really
and-
good.
Yeah, but this one, it gets across quick.
It's
Right when you start to think there should be another fight here, there's another fight here.
Yeah.
That is true. Even when it's in like the family shrine, I gasped.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, Charlie!
I was like,
those are your ancestors. Why
like,
are you such a
dude,
dumbass?"
your dad is gonna be so mad.
Oops.
And
I
then,
wa- I
like,
was-
he was only kind of mad. I was like, I don't understand you people.
Yeah, I was expecting a little more like, that's our ancestors. And they've already established that his dad is traditional in this. He lights
Yeah.
incense like ever. I'm like, how does he okay with his son putting a little book so he didn't actually get punished? I'm like, okay, so this is why Charlie is the way he is. His dad is I'm
Enabling.
surprised. Yeah,
Right.
I'm on your dad's too permissive side. How did I end up here? And yet, I think, you
Yeah,
suck,
I was
Charlie.
like,
Okay, I know. I keep
like,
coming back to this well.
now well, it's a big.
I'm like, grow up and stop peeping at people. Why did this turn into
Yeah.
Porky's for a second?
That scene
Because
was
it's the 80s, I think.
well, yeah, it was 81.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
what are you gonna do?
literally looked up. I said, "Is this the '80s like sex romp of
You know-
Shaw Brothers, where you go
I
back and you
believe
go?"
it was, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the F slur was dropped once.
Oh, yeah, that was really awkward.
Now, of
and
course, I have no
way
idea
out
what
of
the
place.
what's the word translation is, but I can see how it would like what he's trying to
Yeah.
say.
But
was
yeah, the
like,
point he was
It
trying
is
to make
the
was like,
'80s.
it's true.
Like in a horrible way.
It's
I said,
sadly
"Oh,
true.
here we are.
Yeah, I was like,
Here we
oh,
are.
this tracks. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Everyone's got big hair and it's kind of offensive. It must be the 80s.
It's kind of offensive. That's your new T-shirt.
That's yes.
I want to see with that the cool like
Yes.
80s triangle
Like,
and a grid.
full
and that font.
vaporwave.
Dad.
Yes.
Damn, please. My gift to you. Please.
I love it. I love it. Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I also had to look up when this was, because at one point I was like, I love that this is like visually and like color palette wise. I was like, I can't tell if this was shot in like the early 80s or like 1966. Like,
Oh,
I was
And
like,
also,
this is so weird.
the fact that it is so technically telling a story that is in a modern time that appears to be 1930.
That is
Like-
my
like-
guess.
But the cars
Yeah.
are 1950s.
Oh, okay. Like I was like,
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
couldn't
honest,
place
I
how
don't
old
have
the
the
car
cultural
was.
knowledge to go, oh, that's this like traditional style and compare
Yeah.
to what this would look, So I think we were probably all a little like, who knows what time it is?
So-
Yeah, because when she came out in like her white gown,
Yeah.
it felt like it was very reminiscent of the gown. I'm gonna blank on her name. From the beginning of Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
similar.
Yeah.
Also in
yeah,
China,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, well, is
Maybe
this at the
right.
same time? Like, are you gonna sing Anything Goes in Mandarin now? Like,
Well,
what's happening? Are we getting a tap number? Because
are
I
we gonna
wouldn't
get
be
that?
surprised. Because the only tap
Club
number we got
Obi-Wan.
was on the. I
That's all right.
giggle every
You know
time
what,
I see
honestly,
it.
I love it. I'm like, well played.
It's that the first 10 minutes of that movie, and I don't need to watch anything else.
I'm like, I like that there's a whole nother little short movie in Temple of Doom before the other
That's-
film. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Quick, I know we're not talking about Temple of Doom.
Yeah, one
Quick
second,
anecdote.
but
So
we
I
got one
didn't
over here.
see just to the side.
Temple of Doom corner.
I didn't see, so full disclaimer, I didn't see any Indiana Jones movies until I was in my 30s.
Oh,
Wow.
fascinating.
Weird,
How?
right? Yeah, I know. I don't know how that happened. So when Scott and I watched Temple of Doom, we put it on at home. We were watching it like 3 minutes in. I was like, the hell are we watching right now? I was like,
Yeah.
I don't think this is the right disc. And then like the title card comes up and I was like, I'm so confused as to what's happening. And he's like, just go with it. And he goes,
Yeah, I know.
it's
I
probably
thought
gonna be
there
your
was
favorite
more
part.
heart ripping in
I
it.
know,
Yeah.
I was like,
Just patience.
I'm not
Patience.
unfamiliar with the film, but I haven't actually
Yeah,
seen
right.
it. But I don't
None
think
of
this
this
is the
looks familiar.
disc. Should we-
I miss when films would do mini films to start with.
Oh,
I'm
so
a
good.
big fan of mini adventure just to set the tone, you know?
Right?
Yeah.
Start us off with a side quest.
Yeah. But still don't be 3 hours.
me into
Like
the main-
find the
Find the happy medium. You can get
3
in and out in an
hours.
hour and 45 and put 15-minute cold open on the front of it. Please.
There we
Yep.
go. Now, of course, watch
That's
us
great.
now sell like a 4-hour film with Anomaly.
Yeah.
Disclaimer: if we're showing a film that's 3 hours plus, it's good and it's worth it. Everybody
Yes.
else, nonsense.
Yeah,
You say
I covered
this,
that
it.
is correct.
We're all set.
I am openly lobbying to get Open Doom Crescendo, and that is like 3.5 hours of lo-fi weird sci-fi.
Oh, good. Oh, good. They'll love
But
us.
see, like, that sounds great.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I am obsessed with Open
What
Doom
should we hide
Crescendo.
under the chairs this time? Okay, no, we can't talk about
Can't
this
do
on
it.
open channels.
Can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, this has to go in Anomaly After Dark. So, by the way, Temple of Doom, the last thing I want to say on that before we get back to my young auntie, I've heard it described as the divorce film.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. I've heard that and I can see it and I go, okay.
I can't
Makes
remember
complete
if it was
sense.
one or both of them getting divorced at the time, Spielberg and
Both.
George Lucas. But yeah, I've heard it
Yeah.
described as the divorce film, and I was like, oh,
I
okay,
mean,
this
oh
very
God,
clear.
what's
checks
her
out.
name? She's not like the strongest of like female protagonists.
Yeah, no,
I
there's
cannot
indies.
think
She
of
There's
does
short
scream a
round,
lot,
and then
though.
There's a lot of screaming, a lot
Yeah.
of
And
complaining.
she's not.
It's a
Listen. She's not
very awful
Marion, but
portrayal
who
of a
is?
woman.
Nobody
Yeah,
could
who
be.
could be?
That's the thing.
Who could be married?
But the comparison is like the contrast is stark.
But it
Willie.
must have worked. Willie. I was like, because I know it
Thank
also
you.
can be a guy's name. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it must have worked out well because, Kate Capshaw went on to marry Spielberg. So,
Yeah.
Oh, it's a sort of reverse psychology. What if
Yeah,
I
I was
embody
like-
everything they're having a problem with right now and we work through it?
right? It was so weird.
Ooh,
I
that
was
sounds
like, this
interesting.
is very
Okay, we'll have to
strange.
do an episode about this
Yeah,
where we
we
watch
have to
Temple of
come
Doom,
back.
but only through divorce goggles.
Yes.
Oh no, and then Shooter Round is
Yes.
just caught in the middle?
Oh, he's the child that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
It's
Okay,
okay.
I'm
He has
sorry,
an
wait.
Oscar now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well
So
deserved.
happy.
Well
So
deserved.
happy.
So
Oh no, don't. If
deserved.
I talk about everything, everywhere all at once, I'll cry. So
Yeah.
I can't talk. I can't talk about those scenes. Okay, I can't. Okay.
Yeah,
You
right.
do laundry and taxes. Okay, I can't.
So
can't. Oh crap.
My
I'm
young
good.
auntie.
Yeah.
What more do we want to say about it?
Oh,
This
yeah,
may
so
be
this
a
movie,
short
huh?
show.
This is-
Well, okay. Oh, all right. No, because I don't want. Okay, so
No, it's
here's my
fine.
dilemma. Because I enjoyed it, but I was also angry at it a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't
same.
want to I don't want to be like all these things. There are parts I really enjoyed. Again, I loved young auntie and the old uncles. I kind of like the training sequence. It was cute to see the
Yeah.
uncles together. I really wish we'd seen more of their relationship because that's more of what matters at the end of the film,
Yep.
as
Yeah.
opposed,
I think that was a
Uh,
real missed opportunity,
oh, I tell
unfortunately.
you what I'm very glad of because I was terrified. I'm like, oh God, this movie's heading towards the son and the young auntie being together by the end.
Yeah, I
That's
was
a
worried about
nightmare
that.
situation, and I cannot handle this emotionally, even though I was preparing myself.
Yeah.
That
That
doesn't
could not be.
quite seem to be. I think as Susie, why would she choose Charlie?
Yeah.
Right.
That
She's
was my
living her
thought.
life now.
Yeah.
I'm like, good for her. You know what? I know the scene that happened that we didn't see because she walked into that shop again and she said, big mistake. Huge. And that's when she got her full
Yes,
makeover.
Meg.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, she had her. Oh my
Yes.
God, she had
That
her
was
Pretty
it.
Woman moment. We didn't see it when it happened.
She had the
That
Pretty
was the
Woman with the
second
side of
mini
Earth
movie we
Girls Are
needed to see.
Easy.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
there is a mashup film that needs to happen. That would be
Oh.
I'd watch
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
I'd watch the hell out of that.
Yeah, we'd screen that. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So please, somebody make this for us.
Intergalactic
Please.
space sex workers? Yeah, I'm sure we've got something in the pipeline.
I mean, that's got to exist. Oh no, I'm afraid to look for it though.
Don't.
Let's yeah, we probably shouldn't Google it yet.
Yeah.
We should.
I watched
Let's
something called
get
Star
someone to make
Slammer
That
by
sounds
Fred Olin Ray.
close.
Actually,
Oh,
it's not
okay.
as sleazy as it sounds, but Sybil Danning is in it.
Okay.
I think so. Anyway,
in.
it's not bad though. They took the monster from Deadly Spawn and just had it in there. Like
Awesome.
literally, I think he just like took it from the warehouse and put it in his movie.
That was
Didn't
scary.
change
no
it at
one's
all
using
or
it,
anything.
right? I'm gonna borrow it real
Yeah.
quick. Just go shoot something real fast.
Yeah.
That would make sense. I would believe that.
That's fair. We got to get our friends over at Heebie-Jeebie TV to make our intergalactic
Oh,
sex worker makeover film.
they're the only ones I trust to do this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Get
the
on the
only
phone.
ones.
It'd be so good. Be so
Get
good.
on the phone.
They would do so well.
Oh my God, it'd be puppets. Okay. Don't fall in love with a movie that doesn't exist, Megan.
Nope. There'll be a day, but it's not today.
Oh,
We're
Little Star Monster Girl. Oh, I'm her
Oh,
biggest
no.
fan.
gonna
We know
have
that.
a Mandela effect about this movie they made that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We'll invite them back this year. We'll be like, come talk about the film. They're like, we have no idea what you're talking about.
What are you
like,
talking about?
The one with the oh no.
Oh,
Oh no,
okay.
we went real far. Oh God.
Why
I
don't you
have
sit here while
memories
we
of this
pitch you
film.
on this?
While we got you.
You know what? We need to do like a 10-minute section of every podcast where we pitch a movie. Make this movie. We'll screen it. Maybe.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, listen. We'll screen it, but also like we get to judge it. I'm just saying we've seen some stuff, but
Yeah.
we'd love to screen it if it doesn't freak us out on a particular level, like some things have. But mainly we're like really cool and go. Let's do this. I just don't want to see anything that destroys me anymore. But we're ready.
Our disclaimer is very specific.
It's long. It's long.
I want to like this, but I also want to sleep at night.
It's
So
worth it, but it's long.
But you're gonna love us.
Yeah.
thank
This
God
is the
for all
energy we bring
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
If we love you, we will love you unconditionally and forever.
Oh yeah,
That
and we
is
won't
a
let
threat.
you go.
Yeah. I
Because
mean,
we're
belong
not,
to us.
not a cult.
No, not a cult. Oh, crap. Why do we haven't made that T-shirt yet?
I-
Anomaly, not a cult.
2 t-shirts in one episode. This is great.
Ooh,
There
This
it
is
is.
We're getting a lot done. Not talking
gonna-
about the movie as much as we should. We're getting a lot of side business done.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Thank
we're
you,
doing
my
all this
young
work.
auntie.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to give this a lot of credit in that I do think it's a movie that has a lot of fun ideas to spark off of.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's having fun. It's absolutely having fun. Like, it's not a bummer of a film.
Yeah. It's not a slog to get through.
Nah.
It's not like this is just terrible. I'm just watching it to watch it. Like it's
Yeah.
very entertaining. There
Yeah.
there are parts that maybe haven't aged great.
Yeah.
But most movies from previous decades could say the same thing. And we could go back 5 years and be like, ooh, we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is true.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but it's like it moves quick. It's constant action. It's beautiful shots, amazing hair and makeup work. The costumes are for the most part, great. All the female
And-
costumes are pretty great, except for the
And
costume
Gordon
party.
Liu
But
in a wig and sideburns.
yeah.
As did he have the guitar or did the other guy? Anyway, at least assuming that he was in kind of like a 2-person musical group.
Amazing.
Beatniks. That's
Which
Yeah.
also
this is why I feel like it was like the 60s. It had a very like
Yeah.
Beatles movie vibe. It
Right.
had a very
Someone
like
brought an acoustic
Yeah.
guitar.
yeah, it was like Kung Fu Richard Lester.
yes.
It
exactly.
was very crazy because it was
Exactly.
so like campy, silly, slapsticky.
Yeah.
This scene doesn't necessarily mean anything
Yeah.
once we get to the next scene.
I was looking at Letterboxd today. I don't often do this, but I was looking at Letterboxd to see what other people think about this movie. And there were 2 insights that I saw, and that was one of them, which was basically like, this is the Richard Lester Shaw Brothers movie, which
Love it.
good
Yeah.
call. I love it. The other one was, it was just a 3-word review, and it was my favorite review of a film I've seen recently. It was just ADHD the movie.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I'll give
That's
it
fair
that.
because there was one point and I was like, "This is pretty ADHD," and
Yeah,
I kind of
I'm
dig
not
it.
gonna
Though.
lie.
It's keeping
This
me
is probably-
engaged. It's working.
This is probably why it hit me as well as it did.
Aw.
Because yeah,
I was
attention
pretty
span for shit.
focused. Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, it moved along enough that I was like, oh yeah, this is good. I don't need to hold on to any of this stuff. I can just get on to the
Yeah.
next cool thing.
Like
Yeah.
I would
Oh, no, they
tell
got-
other people to
yeah.
watch it.
Yeah.
With a
Oh, they
lot of
got arrested.
caveats.
Oh no, it's fine. Oh god, no, that's cool too. Oh, are they gonna
Yeah.
kidnap her? Oh no, okay, a bit later. Okay, okay. That's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. If you
Yeah.
want to go get a cookie and come back, you don't have to hit pause.
No, it's
You
fine.
really don't.
Yeah. You know, you're not gonna, if you miss something, it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's all right.
As long as
they're gonna fight about it.
you can somewhat keep track of how these people are related,
Even that is marginal.
which was
Eh,
challenging at times. I was like, okay, so no wait, now he's a great, and I don't know if it's translation or cultural, but I was like,
I'd say the
you just say
characters
them-
were confused sometimes too. Like,
also yes,
Yeah.
which didn't help because I was like, oh, I'm like, because it would be like great aunt, not grand aunt, and I was like,
yeah,
so every time they kept saying it, and I was like, and that they never used any of the uncles' names; they were just numbered.
yeah.
Which was interesting. It was a bold choice. Which like when I play Cult of Lamb, like I have a second
Yeah.
cult that's like just an evil cult, and I only
Oh.
assign numbers to the followers. And I was like,
Man, yes.
this is it. I was like, first uncle, second uncle, third uncle. I was like, this is what I do in my
That
evil
might be
cult.
one of the most evil ways to play Cult of the Lamb I have heard of.
They're all
I love
numbered,
it.
and they all look exactly the same.
Oh my!
They're all a little pig face, and they're all red.
I don't want to sound.
Wow.
I don't want to say that it sounds like someone we know, which who will play Roller Coaster Tycoon just to kill people when they're stressed out. I feel like it's
Can't
a
imagine.
flavor of that. I have my
Yeah.
evil cult for those days.
It's a bit-
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've got 2 cults running at the same time. One is very
That's just
happy,
efficient.
and the other,
Yeah.
you know, like if you can save multiple games. Boop, boop, boop.
Oh no! Don't give me choices.
Who
The
among us can say
universe
we haven't-
split at that
yeah.
point.
We haven't had the good save and the bad save. Who says that we haven't done that? Everybody's done that at least once.
I mean,
Yeah. Okay. Well. Boop, bop, boop.
I feel like it's just what the developer wants us to do. So,
I mean, did we have those choices? If oh god.
yeah, but yeah, when they were
They
like
wouldn't
Uncle
let
3,
followers
I was
eat
like,
followers.
which one is
Oh.
Uncle 3? I was like,
Yeah.
I'm so confused. And good uncle, bad uncle, is this which uncle? I was like, oh, and one
So
brother
many
is already
uncles.
dead, and I was
Yeah.
like, why does that even matter? And, and they were like, oh, but now you got to find his son, and then his son is a son, and the grandson is the same age as the aunt. I was like, I need a diagram on
And that's
your
before
family
henchmen
tree.
get involved.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
so there's a godson. Also, I appreciate the guy with
Well-
the bow tie. I'm like, look at that evil guy with the bow tie. You just know he's trouble because he's wearing a suit and a bow tie,
Yeah.
and it's skewed a little. I'm watch
yeah,
him.
yeah. I was like,
Watch
you're a
him.
little too.
He's weaselly.
Lot of tail vibes there.
Yeah. I appreciate the visual. Like, oh, watch this guy. I don't
Yeah,
know why bow
yeah.
tie's worse than all the other, but I'm like, nah, worse.
Well, because everyone else just looked like they were in scrubs. Because they
Yeah,
were
that's
like,
right. They were
should
just
we
like
get
doing
hospital
business.
blue for everybody to wear in the back? Also, like, could you imagine being an extra in this movie? I mean, like, all right, here's what I need you to do in the scene. Kind of generally stand in the background and sort of watch the fight. But it's okay if you
Yeah,
don't.
it's
Like,
fine. Don't worry about
just
it. Yeah.
stand there.
It's the best job
Oh,
ever. You probably got
okay.
fed and you could just stand there and watch those cool fights. I'm in.
Right? Like, that's
Yeah.
how I would want to live as an actor. Be like, cool, let's stand here.
I guess in the reality of the town, that was the town.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Fight.
Yeah,
Another fight.
true.
Everybody. Someone's having a minor disagreement that has become fisticuffs.
Right.
I love
These
that.
people just came out of a clothing store and now they're having a brawl in the street. Let's
They're
watch.
brawling.
It's such a great hyper reality where that's how that goes. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. And and I gotta say, I mean, we've talked about the sets a couple times, but there were some really great shots of like the streets when they were like craned up looking down onto the
Yeah.
street. We'd see like parts of the signs, and like the lighting on the signs were great, and that they all had like that very 80s starburst effect, but they would go in one direction, then they'd go the other direction. I was
God,
like,
I love a
there's some
starburst.
good. Kills me every
Right?
time. So good.
Listen, I'm like, put Vaseline on the lens and then put the
Yeah.
little starburst thing. That's all. Like, all of a sudden, I'm like, this is the best movie I've ever seen.
I'm good to go. I'm good to go.
That's right.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. But yeah. It's just
Make that
this movie was a wild ride. Yes. Oh, but please, someone make this movie for us.
Yeah. We're just putting it out there, putting it out into the universe.
Oh, my young Auntie. It was.
I'm glad we watched it. I am so glad we got to watch it and talk about it.
Yeah.
Amongst the 7,000 or 8,000 other things we've talked about tonight, which I kind of enjoy. We're doing kind of a retro Anomaly Presents.
Oh my God, we watched ADH the movie, and we had ADHD the podcast.
And we
were affected.
Yeah,
that movie affected us deeply.
Shaw Brothers.
You did it again. I know. After I watched 36 Chamber of Shaolin, I was trying to hit stuff with my head for a while.
Yeah.
So, my favorite chamber.
It's the best part of that. The best part of that.
And the guy with like the hand staff. It was just a big hand on his staff poking people.
That one is actually my favorite, where it's just a big goofy hand. God, I love that movie.
That's amazing.
Lau Kar-Long is the best.
I
know I've said that maybe 4 times already. Lau Kar-Long rules.
Hey, Goran, you want to be in this film? What do you think about sideburns? Sorry, I keep coming back to it because it's cracking me up every time.
Here's the thing. Lau Kar-Long, he made Executioners from Shaolin, 36 Chamber of Shaolin, Here's These, Dirty Home, Mad Monkey Kung Fu, My Young Auntie, Return to the 36 Chamber, Lady is the Boss, 8 Diagram Pole Fighter, Drunken Master 2 and 3. Dude was amazing.
I mean, that's quite a cred list. That's
choreographed, Master of the Flying Guillotine.
So good.
Dude was incredible.
Yeah. I mean,
and Gordon Liu, incredible. Kara Y won the award for Best Actress that year in Hong Kong, the Hong Kong Film Awards.
Totally earned. She had to do a lot.
She was amazing.
Yeah,
launched her into the stratosphere. This thing.
I mean, and we didn't even talk about the fight scene she does while sitting in a rickshaw.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're seated. And I don't even understand how you can move your limbs like this. What is even happening? I was like, I could watch this all day.
I love a good I'm not even trying fight. You know, like you guys are trying real hard.
Yeah.
I'm doing the very least and destroying you.
Yeah. Yeah. In every fight she did, I really wanted her to say, like, I'm not even breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
Because she looked perfect every time. Like, she flipped over a table in one scene and she got up. And I was like, she looks great.
Yeah.
She looks great.
I walk 5 feet and I'm a mess.
I get winded coming upstairs. Like,
I'm like,
she's like, I just took out like 12 henchmen. And
And check this out. I got a little
anyway,
baby hair curl right here. It's perfect.
yeah,
She's
she's like,
fixing it all.
hair still glued down, still got this
Boom.
jewel over
Right.
here. I was like,
Lipstick just perfect. Ugh.
yeah.
I
Damn.
I had to dig in
So
a little
good.
bit more about her because I needed to know how she got where she trained. Uh, Northern style weaponry lessons from Donnie Yen's mother.
Wow.
Well,
Donnie Yen's mom taught her how to use weaponry.
It's all connected.
that's
I do love that
amazing.
in a certain vein of martial arts films, like it just there's a few roots,
Yeah.
and
That
you
is
can
pretty
you can go
awesome.
back to that.
Yeah.
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 Chang Che is her godfather, which is crazy.
Oh, no big deal.
Like, yeah,
She's like, sure. That's
she's
cool.
royalty. Kid with the golden arm is the big
Man.
Chang Che. If you've ever seen that, or Masked
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't.
Avengers.
I have a list. I'm adding to it.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
so much good stuff.
More films to watch. It's not like
You're
I'm part
welcome.
of a film festival.
I was gonna say this our busiest time of year, and I'm giving you more kung fu
How
movies to
dare?
watch.
How dare? I'm
Right?
looking. It's fine. I just gotta get through 20 shorts. It's fine. Put them on the
Jesus.
list.
Yeah, I just looked through. It's like 20 hours. I'm like, oh, good.
Oh, good. I'm complaining about a thing I love.
Yeah,
This
it's
is where I'm
exactly
coming
it.
from. Yeah.
God forbid filmmakers give us really cool stuff to watch.
Yeah. You jerks.
What
How
a
how
movie.
Why are
dare
you
you?
responding to our call for
God.
films?
Yeah.
That being said, if you're a filmmaker, please submit at Film Freeway. We are Anomaly Film Festival in Rochester, New York. We're ready to see your short and
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
We
possibly
promise we'll
program
watch
it
them.
for sure.
Yeah. Oh
I
hell yeah.
guarantee every single thing that gets submitted gets watched
Yeah. Oh heck yeah. We
multiple
take this
times a
shit.
year.
We take it
Multiple, yeah.
seriously. Damn it. We're a
Very
mess,
seriously.
but we take this
Oh, yeah.
seriously.
Don't
Yeah.
let this be
Oh
any
God,
kind
no.
of
No. No.
viewpoint into how we make decisions.
No.
Because there are individuals that make up this team that are not here
Yes.
It's
that do
Yeah.
a much better job at keeping us on track.
I love that Dan's not even like, oh, we have we are personally different when we do screen. Like we literally have
Yeah.
other people that you never
No,
see
we
who
are
can keep it together.
we are
Someone has to keep us
exactly
in
the
line.
people that you see
This-
on screen or hear on your iPod
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But we do have people that kind of temper our decision making and
We have type A's.
yes.
They're really good. They make
Yeah.
like charts and databases and checklists. It's amazing.
I kind of have a foot in each world. I just allow my weird is it
Yes.
left brain, right brain? My weird brain out when I
You
do
are like Bo
podcasts.
Katan. You don't have to wear your helmet. You walk in both worlds.
I ought to wear a helmet more often than I do. I will say that.
Oh boy. We were focused for a
Ooh.
second, then I slid
know.
right into like
Yeah.
Mandalorian and Mama Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So like
That was very good. this
We did
year.
real good there for
Hey,
yeah.
we
like a
could tie it back
solid
in 'cause,
90
yeah.
seconds.
Yeah. Lone Wolf and Cub. There.
Nailed
It's back
it.
in the same genre.
Ooh. Oh my god. See, okay, so I didn't do it on purpose, but I did.
Yeah, see, it came all back together.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I think I'm just going to wrap this thing up. I feel like
Thank
we're in
you.
a good
Thank
place.
you.
We're in a good place. So,
KP's not here to stop us. Someone's gotta.
no, we'll put the brakes on. KP, we miss you.
KP, this is what happens when you go to Korea.
I hope you're enjoying your trip to
Like,
Korea.
don't no guilt, but also look at this.
Yeah, this is. I'm not going to say entirely your fault, but it is your fault.
There is a portion of this that might be fault.
My favorite thing is going to be when they hear this, and yeah. So, this has been the Anomaly Presents podcast. We do this because we have a film festival, the Anomaly Film Festival in Rochester, New York, at the beautiful and historic Little Theater. It is November 8th through the 12th. This year, 2023. Keep an eye out at anomalyfilmfest.com. I think by the time you hear this, you'll be able to pick up your pass for this year. Interesting thing, this is our 5th year, so we added an extra day. We are running from Wednesday to Sunday. One more day because you cannot contain this festival. There is so much good stuff that we had to spill into another day.
Yeah.
So check out anomalyfilmfest.com for all the details. Anomaly Film Fest on the socials. run by our incredibly talented Megan Murphy.
Don't blame me for. Oh, that was a thank you.
Kiff
Okay,
it.
yay!
Yeah.
I'm doing the best I can. Okay.
Yeah. But Meg does an incredible job of keeping everybody up on everything going on in the wild world of Anomaly. Check that out there. Um, thank you for listening. We hope we see you in the theater in November and any other time we do stuff. Keep an eye again on the socials because we do pop up and do things outside of the festival every now and again too. Look forward to seeing you there. I've been Matt. This is Dan. This is Meg. We talked about My Young Auntie, and we'll talk about another movie next time. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
This has been a presentation of the Lunchador Podcast Network.